Hello everybody, today I'll be presenting my ideal horse barn, and I'm Desiree Robles, and this is Barn and Stable Management with Unity College, July 2023. So please let's get started. So our goal really is to maintain the healthiest environment for our horses possible, and in doing so we are going to focus on barn hygiene, which is stripping stalls weekly to bi-weekly, cleaning feces and providing fresh bedding daily, cleaning and feeding water buckets daily. Stalls must be swept and dusted and sanitized using a 1 to 10 bleach combination. We're going to want to clean out all of the cobwebs and unplug all of our cords to help prevent fires. We really want to maintain these environments as clean as possible to help limit the spread of bacteria and diseases, and just make sure that there aren't any pests or insects that can also spread diseases, and keep our horses nice and safe and clean with proper barn hygiene. So here I have depicted my air quality diagram, which really emphasizes the importance of having our fans in each stall, and this is to help maintain proper air quality. So any windows and doors we really want to remain open to help neutralize the ammonia in the air. Here in my diagram I have circular air vents depicted. Steeple vents also help for proper airflow in stalls and barns. So each stall here contains its own feeder and water buckets along with hay nets for each horse. Each stall is located near a tie-off post in front of the door here. We have the mares in one row of stalls, we have the geldings in another, and then we have the stallions in slightly larger stalls. All 12 stalls are located near the main barn that has all of the tack, feed, and therapeutic resources and our first aid equipment for our organization. And proper hygiene really boils down to maintaining these clean environments, and that also ties into our horse hygiene and our bathing deck located behind the barn, right before you reach the circular pen areas for exercise and training as depicted here. And this also helps with the barn air quality. We really want to try to minimize the amount of ammonia in these stalls. This could lead to respiratory infections, and it is really crucial to maintain a sanitized environment to inhibit the growth of bacteria in our stalls and the spread of diseases. And so here we have a depiction of water flow on our property. We have the main house over to the right hand corner. Then we have the barn, our stalls, our cattle mound located in the center of that. As you can see, all of this is the area that we want to maintain as dry as possible on our property. So as you see, the runoff is going to be diverted away from this area, and we are going to be using methods such as pipes. We're going to be using diversions, gravel gutters, roof gutters, grass strips, paved roadways, as you can see here. Um, all of these are going to be methods in which we divert water appropriately on our property. These grass filter strips over at the bottom is going to maintain the appropriate level of water to our pastures to maintain their nutritional value. We really want to ensure that our pasture nutrition isn't depleted by all of this runoff water. And here we have our ranch property and the total square footage calculated here. And this is really important when buying property with livestock and pastures, due to the fact that you will need to calculate about 2 acres for your first horse and every additional acre for every additional horse. So once you get your appropriate amount of horses for your herd, then you can go in and calculate the total square footage needed on your property and pasture space in square footage. And so the laws and regulations here in California recognize the riparian rights, which allow homeowners to use land that physically touches water sources to have the right to use that water source. So here I have depicted how we are going to be using the Memorial Lake there to be able to filter water into our property and use it for our pastures. And California also has the appropriative law, which allows surface water to be diverted at one point and then used beneficially at a separate point, whether the property is adjacent to water or not. So that also helps us divert water um, in and out of our properties there to maintain the dry environments that we would want near the house, barn, stalls, but to also have water be able to come be filtered appropriately through our property for our pastures and fields. Attached is the monthly rotation schedule that I have devised, separating our pastures from 1 to 5 and the appropriate pasture swap days and rest days for the pastures, and it will be divided up weekly and by herd. So our organization consists of 50 therapy horses. We have 21 geldings, 22 mares, 7 ponies, and our breed is primarily quarter horses, ranging from the ages of 5 to 17. They're all about 14 to 16 hands height-wise. We have a total of 7 herds, and each consists of 2 mares, 3 geldings, and 2 ponies. So our therapy facility is located in Hico, Texas, and it is a total of 43 acres. We have 34 acres dedicated specifically for forage space. We are dividing that up into 3 main paddocks, and we have 9 stalls total with run-in sheds and water out in the paddocks as well. We also have adjustable fences installed that help us with our pasture rotations. So really our goal with pasture rotations is to remove our horses and rotate them amongst different pastures. This helps replenish the grass in those fields and give them time to rest. And we can also aid in this process by bringing in other grazers such as cattle, goats, and sheep. They kind of help even out that vegetation in different levels, which helps kind of even it out as a whole. So this is really our approach to pasture quality and maintaining our pastures to the highest nutritional value for our horses. So pastures 1 and 2 are a total 14 acres total, and they're separated into 2 7-acre traps. We had these adjustable fences that I had mentioned earlier, which helps to decrease spot grazing within these 14 acres. And we separate 6 geldings and 3 ponies that don't get along. So being able to put up these adjustable fences as needed is very helpful to our facility and to our organizational needs. And pastures number 3 and 4 are 11 acres total. And we use the adjustable fences once again here to help separate the 6 geldings and 3 ponies that don't get along, as mentioned. And this just really helps to aid in pasture rotation. This is where the importance of calculating acreage to livestock is really important, because you need to understand the difference between acreage in the different paddocks and how many animals it really can maintain. And lastly, we have pasture number 5, which is our 9-acre trap, and is the smallest trap that we have, which is perfect for grazing our herd of 8 mares. And this is really to help avoid overgrazing. This is just another grazing management method. When creating our facility, we needed to choose amongst the 5 different types of fencing that is the most optimal for horses. These are the safest options out there, and even amongst these 5, there are vast numbers of factors to choose from, depending on the property owner's needs and really what you are looking to get out of your fence. So we have the rail and plank fences, we have high tensile polymer fences, rubber fences, mesh wire fences, and electrical fences. Personally, I am a fan of pipe fences. I just believe that they are the safest option for horses. They ensure that we don't have any injuries or necks or hooves getting caught anywhere. There isn't horses rushing the fences and getting hurt by any sharp objects or broken fence material. Or I have even seen cribbing on wood fences. So really choosing your fence type is a very important part of creating your horse and barn facility. Another important factor to choose when creating your ideal barn practice would be to choose between the 5 methods of locking and latching gates. You have the carabiner, snap, spring rods, lockable 1 or 2 weight, gate latches, hook and eyelet type latches. I'm always a fan of spring rods, but that is again, there are factors that can contribute to every different property owner's needs. So doing research on all of the different fencing and all the different locking and latching gates is important to maintaining our horses' safety and maintaining their most optimal state of well-being. So proper fencing really helps aid us in separating groups of horses based on necessity. So whether you need to separate them for vaccines based on, sex, whatever it may be, you are able to do so based on even personalities, pasture rotations, uh, and we also see that deliberate fencing really helps minimize the amount of injuries we see. So we tend to see a lot less hooves getting caught, head stuck, any cuts or even cribbing on wood and fences can be detrimental to horses, and any intestinal problems or colic. So really choosing the proper fencing is important, and deliberate fencing, because horses are known to run and challenge fences. So ensuring that we have the proper height fences at 5 feet high for the most optimal height for horses, so they see solid barriers from far is also important to maintaining their health and safety.